I tried to put up a blanket behind me, but it wasn't big enough. It wasn't to size.
Yeah.
So
Sometimes they don't need to necessarily be green. Like, pretty sure like OBS, I'm pretty sure you can designate the color that you want to.
yeah. I don't know why my video is like
cut out.
a video connection is like dipping. Maybe because I'm here in the garage.
Maybe.
I think I need to.
Are you Ethernet plugged in there?
No. Should I?
Percent.
I'm off Wi-Fi.
Yeah, no.
At the other end of the house.
Oh boy. Yeah, Ethernet
is going to be.
I'm sure your wife's not cool with an Ethernet cable running all the way across. So.
I know. Well, I can.
You'd have to.
I can get up in the crawl space. Yeah.
Yeah.
Figure out how to get.
That means making holes in the wall.
That's true. Oh, we've got plenty in here. So, anyways. Damn. Getting on to talking points about, like what we were discussing last week, like finding specific points or topics to discuss outside of the realm of gaming. If you're here for gaming, gaming with Chris, I'm sorry, but this is not going to be a gaming episode. But I don't think
I have that many fans yet. So.
I know. I mean, they're already getting drops on the listens, but I wanted to talk to you about training with purpose or training with intent, because that's one of the things that you as a hockey player, for those of you who don't know Chris, he's an avid hockey enthusiast.
Yes, sir.
It's one of those things that when it involves more than just the sport. You kind of have to train for what it is you're trying to do. So what's some of the things that you're doing in order to like train to better yourself for that sport?
So I do some stick handling, and I used to do some running outside of the sport. So, but I'll spend I bought a wooden ball to just stick handle at home and practice hand-eye coordination, and just shoot around in my garage. I have a net that I shoot at, and just basically trying to replicate everything outside the sport.
Yeah,
while I'm not playing, so keep those habits.
Because one of the other things that I think you picked up on was, increasing that cardio too. I mean,
stamina, endurance.
Yeah, though we're not running during break. I mean, walking is still an addition to.
Yeah, getting in those steps,
I mean, it's better than nothing. A lot of people they lead a sedentary life, and I've talked about it before. How if you sit down at work all day, I mean, when do you get up? When do you go walk? Because more often than not, you're sitting down at work all day. Then you go home and you're tired from sitting. So then you sit on your couch, and watch more TV.
Yeah, pretty much, or sit at a computer desk and play video games.
Exactly, or sit at your desk and do a podcast while.
Yeah.
Us out here, we're on the standing desk now. We're mobile, we're moving, we're swaying. We have a little bit more motion.
Working out while doing the podcast,
Pretty much. I mean, I could get myself like a Bosu ball or something like that.
Yeah, I want to see you do some curls and stuff,
Yeah, we have options.
Yeah.
I wonder if it's, yeah, I think my whole thing is lagging because like my FaceTime camera is on in addition to my webcam.
Maybe, yeah.
But anyways, I digress. So then what about weight training? I mean, is that something that's important when it comes to playing hockey? Getting strong, getting them gains?
It should be. Now, I haven't really prioritized it that much because it's just beer league, right?
Yeah.
Like back in the day when it was competitive, like travel team and stuff like that, we had off ice training, weight training, we did.
So is that to like just pretty much beef yourself up if someone's trying to body check you?
Yeah, pretty much just be able to hold your ground, build those calf muscles, be sturdy, have sturdy trunks down there, and and then also when you're in the corners battling for the puck, trying to out muscle someone.
Oh, okay. So you're throwing them bows. You get a couple elbows going.
Throwing shoulders and just it's a lot of stick work going on. So you need to be stronger than the other person trying to win the puck out.
Does it get pretty aggressive in those corners? I mean, I've never actually been to a hockey game. I think, ever, except for like my cousin's street hockey. But again, that was like I mean, kids. So
yeah, it gets a little feisty down there. And then, if two or more, like usually it's a one-on-one battle, but sometimes the defensive team will bring in another player, and then one of our offensive players will go in, and then it'll be there are 4 guys in the scrum going back and forth, up against the glass there.
Yeah. So it can get pretty intense then, huh?
It gets a little feisty, but I mean, that makes it a lot more fun.
Yeah. I think that, at least for myself, when it comes to like training with a purpose, I was doing like a powerlifting split with the intent of joining the 1,000-pound club, where your back squat, your deadlift, and your bench pressing numbers all add up to 1,000 pounds.
Trifecta.
Yeah. And that was actually pretty easy to hit. Like it wasn't.
Oh, okay. Hashtag humble brag.
I mean,
flexing on kids, huh? Okay.
Well, I mean, if you can back squat 315 and you can deadlift 405, and you can deadlift 405. I mean, your bench doesn't have to be that much. Yeah. So, and those are 2 movements, at least for me, that I can really get up there easily. So when I started back squatting 405, and then I was already deadlifting 500, I mean, essentially, I could just bench next to nothing, and boom, I'm already part of the club. So that was, I guess, training with a purpose to get to that point. But now I've kind of shifted gears, and I do want to get my cardiovascular up. At least it's something that I notice having 2 kids. It's like they've got
having the energy.
They've got crazy energy, and I'm getting winded. Like I'm like, can we sit? Can we read? And they're like, no, we're gonna run.
Yeah, I have a high school kid actually on my silver beer team.
Yeah,
and he's got energy for days, just nonstop, always out there. Energizer Bunny, man.
It's wild.
It's like all the old guys can't keep up, man.
Well, because you were talking about how at least in your league, you go like for 45 seconds and then you tap out and someone else comes in.
Yeah. So, well, back in juniors, it was that way on ice. It was 45 seconds to a minute. You go as hard as you can, balls to the wall, and then change. Second line comes out. They go for 45 seconds a minute. Next line comes out. And then they go for 45 seconds to a minute, and then your turn's back up. So you get a 2-minute cooldown period, roughly. And then you're back out there again. So it's super intense, 45-second shifts.
So in the league that you're playing now, you're pretty much beginning to end, kind of?
It's like a minute and a half, 2-minute shifts, and it's not necessarily go so hard. I mean, it's beer league, so they don't really, like, people take it serious, but not like, it's not, super competitive.
Yeah.
It's just, people are out there to play fun. We all have work the next day, right? So
no one wants
to get injured.
Yeah. No one's trying to take somebody out.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and one of the things that you also kind of looked into or you heard about was HIIT training, was it?
Yeah, right. High intensity something.
There you go. That's it. I like that.
Yeah. High intensity training. Yeah.
Learn acronyms.
There was like one of those day 30 challenges that I was looking at maybe trying to do.
So then to clarify for some of the people who don't know about HIIT training, is that like CrossFit?
Sure. I have no idea. It was like, you know more than I do. So
yeah, to clarify for anybody listening, high intense interval training pretty much is training the way that Chris had just mentioned when playing hockey in, what was it, the junior leagues or silver?
Right.
You pretty much go as hard as you can. You can take running, for example, where if you're running around a track for that straight, I don't know how far that straight is. You go like balls out as hard as you can till your heart's going to explode in your chest. Within reason, consult a doctor. If you feel like the left side of your body's going numb, clearly stop. But for that one straightaway, you go balls out. And then as soon as you go around the bend, you just walk. Or you can take a slight jog. Like, it's literally extremely high intense. It's like a bipolar type of training pattern.
Right.
So, and you could implement that with anything. Could be running, could be swimming. One lap, you just swim like crazy. Or if you're on the Stairmaster, for those of you who do gym equipment, you can just kick it up to like level 10 and run on those stairs. So there's a lot of different things you can do. But is that something that you would just do on the home front, or would you have to look into going to a gym? Or, I mean, CrossFit kind of is the same.
I mean, I would probably just do it on my home front, or what I could do at my home front, probably modify it. You know, I mean, it like I said, it's just beer league, but I still want to play. Like, I still want to do well. As we touched on earlier, I play to win. Right? Like, I'm out there playing, and I'm time out there.
Yeah,
have fun, but also want to win.
So there's a level of competitiveness,
right? Yeah, I go out there and lose. Well, I don't. But yeah, I mean, I think that 30-day hit challenge, from what I could tell, I only looked like a couple days in, but it looked like it was all stuff that you could do at home, like high knees, burpees, squats, and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So easy stuff that you just go as hard as you can for 15 minutes or whatever. You do 1 minute rest between the sets and just do like 20 of each or something, 20 seconds.
And where did you find this? Was it like on the gram, or was it just on an email?
So I went to the Hockey Players Reddit sub.
Okay.
And one of the side links had a like a workouts that you can do when you're not playing hockey, and it was just a 30-day hit challenge. I think Dareby or something like that.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, it was just one of those like, 30-day ab challenge, 30-day hit challenge, that kind of stuff. But
okay,
more.
So then, when it comes to, I don't know, like implementing these types of training schemes, at least when it comes to bodybuilding, like I always tell people to side on the air of caution, because whenever you switch it up, you can easily injure yourself. Like that's where injury tends to derive from, is doing something completely out of the norm. How is that like with a sport like hockey? Because you're training so random, and you're in your sport, it is such random movements. It's not as coordinated as just doing a bench press or something like that. So do you find whenever you implement different types of training that you don't really suffer that kind of prone to injuriness, or I don't know, that like something that someone new to something they'd be like, oh my God, I can't even walk?
So I mean, for me, it's like riding a bike. Like it's all that muscle memory is still there from when I played youth and stuff like that. However, when I did start running again to get back into it a little bit, try and build that cardio up, you know, they say don't push yourself. Like they're always like, oh, just jog, or you know, do half of what you think you want to do first.
Yeah.
But
you play for keeps, so.
Yeah, and I ran that mile, and I shouldn't have ran that mile, and I pushed it to. I think the first time I did it was like 9 minutes or something, and like next day, man, super sore. It's just not the same. Not what I'm used to. So, definitely take it easy. Don't just go willy nilly and crazy. And stretch. That was the most important thing for me, was stretching. Like I do it before every game now. Where I didn't used to do it, and it's helped a ton.
Yeah,
from, like getting cramps or a hamstring issue or anything like that.
Well, the same goes for bodybuilding. I mean, I don't necessarily stretch. Like I'll stretch through the movement with lighter weight.
Right.
The like warm up. Yeah, the warm up is key, because you'll feel wrecked at like halfway through your workout, or even the next day. You'll have a hard time with it. So
yeah, definitely
taking it easy. Definitely. I mean, side on the air caution and listen to your body if you're doing this stuff for the first time. I mean, we're not all elite level athletes over here like my man Chris, but
oh god, what's that elite level?
But yeah, I think that for anybody out there who's looking into doing some type of HIIT training, definitely peruse the Reddits or Google this stuff yourself. I mean, there's
so much help out there now.
Yeah, there's plenty of programs, and you can do this in your own home gym. You can do this at home. Well, I just said home gym, so. I mean, you can do this at a gym, or you can do it at home. So there we go. That's what I meant.
And I mean, you don't have to follow it T by T, but as long as you're doing something, right?
Yeah.
It's always better than nothing.
So. No, I totally agree. Well, right on, Matt. I want to thank you guys for taking your time to listen to this podcast. Thank you to the man, Chris, for stopping by yet again. Mr. Regular over here. And as always, till next time, you guys. See ya.
Later, man.